Imagine a packed stadium under a star-lit American sky, the air thick with anticipation. 50,000 voices roar as a leader steps to the podium, a figure who's promised hope, jobs, a brighter future. The crowd's alive, waving flags, chanting in unison, their loyalty a palpable force. Allies stand shoulder to shoulder, hands clasped, swearing to fight for this vision. It's electric, unbreakable, the kind of moment that feels eternal. But then a whisper cuts through the noise. Faint at first, it grows louder, colder. Loyalty is temporary. That chant? It'll fade. Those allies? They'll waver. That unbreakable bond? It's a house of cards waiting for the first gust of self-interest to blow it down. Welcome to the raw, unfiltered truth of human allegiance. A truth that shaped empires, shattered friendships, and redefined power itself. This isn't just a story, it's a wake-up call for anyone who's ever trusted too deeply, loved too blindly, or bet it all on loyalty that was never built to last. So grab a seat, America. We're diving into the heart of betrayal, where every handshake hides an agenda, every vow has an expiration date, and the wise don't just survive, they thrive by expecting the inevitable. Let's cut to the chase. Loyalty isn't a sacred oath carved in granite, it's a transaction, pure and simple. People pledge their support to a friend, a boss, a country, because it gets them something. It's not about love or honor, it's about the payoff. A soldier salutes the flag for duty, sure, but also for the paycheck, the benefits, the pride of wearing the uniform. A co-worker backs your big project because it polishes their resume, not because they're married to your vision. A voter cheers your campaign because your promises, better schools, lower taxes, safer streets, hit their sweet spot. But the moment the deal shifts, when the cost of staying loyal outweighs the reward, that's when the cracks spiderweb out. It's not evil, it's human. People aren't wired to stay loyal forever. They're wired to survive, to chase what's best for them. And if you're in charge, whether it's a family, a startup, or a nation, ignoring this truth is like leaving your front door wide open in a hurricane. History's a masterclass in this brutal lesson. Think of Julius Caesar, striding through Rome like a god, his generals and senators swearing eternal fealty. They fought his wars, shared his wine, called him friend. But when his power threatened their own ambitions, they didn't hesitate. Knives out, right in the Senate's heart. Fast forward to modern America, and it's the same game, just with sharper suits and better tech. Picture a corporate boardroom in New York. A CEO's built a dream team, VPs handpicked from Ivy League campuses, bonded over late-night strategy sessions and bottles of bourbon. They're loyal, right? They're family. Until a rival firm dangles a corner office, a 7-figure bonus, or a golden parachute. Suddenly, those VPs are ghosting meetings, leaking secrets, or jumping ship with your best clients. The naive CEO rages, feels betrayed. The wise one? They saw it coming. They've got ironclad contracts, stock options that vest over a decade, and a Rolodex of replacements. They know loyalty is a tool, not a promise, and they wield it like a master craftsman. Let's bring it home to Main Street. Picture a small-town mayor in Ohio, the kind of guy who knows every face at the local diner. He's shaking hands at the county fair, promising to fix the potholes, bring back the factory jobs, and keep the schools open. His team's all in, volunteers pounding the pavement, local shop owners funding his ads, church groups singing his praises at Sunday service. The town's united, loyal to the bone. But then a rumor leaks. Maybe it's a shady land deal with a developer, or a personal scandal caught on a grainy cell phone video. Doesn't matter if it's true, the damage is done. His volunteers start dodging calls, whispering about corruption. The shop owners back a new candidate who'll keep their permits safe. The church groups, they're praying for someone else now. The mayor's left reeling, betrayed, wondering how his loyal base turned so fast. His mistake wasn't the scandal, It was banking on loyalty without a plan B. He didn't see that loyalty bends to self-interest like a flag in a storm. So, how do you play this game and come out on top? First, you embrace the cold truth. Betrayal isn't a possibility, it's a certainty. The question isn't if, but when and how. A wise leader, whether they're running a country, a company, or a community bake sale, builds their world around this. They don't just hope for loyalty, they engineer it. They diversify their alliances so no single traitor can bring them down. They keep secrets locked tight, sharing only what's needed. They dangle rewards, money, status, security to keep people invested, but never so much that they feel untouchable. It's like playing chess with a room full of grandmasters. You let others think they're in control, but you've always got a checkmate in your back pocket. Let's paint a picture with a modern twist. You're a tech entrepreneur in Austin, Texas, building the next big app in a loft littered with empty Red Bull cans. Your team's been with you since the garage days, coding through the night, splitting pizzas, dreaming of that billion-dollar IPO. They're loyal, bonded by the grind, right? Think again. Your lead developer gets a LinkedIn ping from a rival offering double the salary and equity in a unicorn startup. Your marketing guru hears whispers that your funding's shaky. Your CFO's already consulting for a competitor on the side. If you're naive, you'll trust their loyalty to hold. If you're wise, you've got a playbook. Non-disclosure agreements to protect your code. Stock options that vest over years, not months. A culture that rewards hustle but keeps everyone just hungry enough to stay. And you're watching, always watching, for the signs. Missed deadlines, vague excuses, or sudden personal days. You don't fire them yet. You tighten the screws, dangle a new bonus, and start grooming their replacements. You expect the betrayal and plan for it because that's how you stay ahead. Now, let's scale it up to the global stage. Nations play this game with stakes that shake the world. Think about the US and the Soviet Union in World War II, unlikely allies against a common enemy. They shared intel, supplies, even battle plans, loyalty in the face of a greater threat. But the second Hitler fell, the masks came off. The Cold War kicked off, not because of some grand betrayal, but because loyalty was always temporary. Once the common enemy was gone, self-interest took over. Competing ideologies, rival economies, a race for global dominance. Today's alliances are no different. Countries sign trade deals, pose for G7 photo ops, and swear eternal friendship. But behind the scenes, they're spying, hacking, and ready to pivot if a better deal comes along. A smart president or diplomat doesn't trust treaties alone. They build leverage, sanctions, military bases, economic aid to keep allies in line and enemies off balance. They know loyalty lasts only as long as the benefits do. But here's the tricky part. You can't just assume everyone's a snake. That's a one-way ticket to paranoia, and a paranoid leader is a weak one. If you trust no one, you isolate yourself, and that's just as deadly as blind faith. The art is in the balance. You build loyalty with rewards, inspire it with vision, but always plan for the turn. It's like running a family-owned diner. You treat your staff well. Decent wages, flexible hours, maybe a free burger now and then. But you also watch the till, lock the storeroom, and keep a backup cook on call. You don't accuse your line chef of stealing, but you notice when the inventory's off. You don't fire your server for chatting with a rival diner's owner, but you start cross-training someone else. Trust, but verify. Hope, but hedge. Let's make it personal. Imagine you're planning a big 4th of July barbecue for your whole neighborhood in suburban Atlanta. You've got your best friend on grill duty, your neighbor handling the music, and your cousin bringing the fireworks. They're your people, loyal to the core. But then your friend gets a last-minute invite to a swanky lake house party. Your neighbor's band bails for a paying gig at a downtown bar. Your cousin shows up with a bag of sparklers because he blew the budget on a new TV. Suddenly, your barbecue's a disaster. and you're the one left apologizing to a yard full of grumpy neighbors. A wise organizer doesn't just trust the team. They've got a backup grill master, a Bluetooth speaker with a killer playlist, and a stash of extra fireworks just in case. They expect loyalty but plan for chaos because chaos is what humans do best. So how do you spot betrayal before it lands? It's in the details, the little shifts that scream louder than words. Loyalty wanes when people get cagey. Short answers, dodged calls, or over-the-top flattery to cover their tracks. Watch for the employee who stops pitching ideas, the friend who's always busy, the ally cozying up to your rival. These aren't quirks. They're neon signs flashing, "Get ready." A wise leader reads the room, listens to the silences, and acts subtly but decisively. Maybe it's a private chat to remind them what's at stake. Maybe it's a new incentive to pull them back in. Or maybe it's a quiet power move to show you're not as vulnerable as they think. The key is to act before the knife falls, not after. Let's weave this into a story that hits home. Picture a young congresswoman from Michigan, swept into DC on a wave of grassroots support. She's got it all: charisma, a bold vision, and a coalition of donors, activists, and fellow lawmakers ready to push her agenda. She's fighting for a bill to overhaul education, promising better schools, more funding, a future where every kid gets a shot. Her team's loyal, flooding social media with hashtags, packing town halls with supporters, chanting her name like she's the second coming. But then a rival senator starts working the angles. He offers her top donor a tax break in another bill. He whispers to her activists that she's too green to pull it off. He pulls a few key lawmakers into a backroom deal for better committee seats. By the time the vote comes, her coalition's fractured. Her donors are hedging, her activists are split, and her bill's dead on the floor. She could scream about betrayal, but that's a loser's move. Instead, she learns. Next time, she diversifies her donors, so no single one holds the purse strings. She keeps her plans tighter, sharing only what's needed. She builds a broader base, so no single defection can tank her. She expects betrayal, plans for it, and comes back stronger. Now, let's dig deeper into why this happens, because understanding the mechanics of loyalty is half the battle. People aren't disloyal because they're monsters. They're disloyal because they're human. Our brains are wired for survival, not sentiment. When push comes to shove, we prioritize ourselves, our families, our careers, our safety. It's why a friend might ghost you when you're down on your luck. They don't want your bad vibes dragging them under. It's why a colleague might stab you in the back for a promotion. Their kids need braces, and that corner office pays for it. It's why a nation might turn on an ally. Their economy's tanking, and a new trade deal looks sweeter. This isn't cynicism, it's biology. The wise leader doesn't fight human nature. They work with it. They craft systems where self-interest aligns with loyalty, at least for as long as it matters. Take a look at sports, where loyalty is as fleeting as a playoff run. A star quarterback signs a 5-year deal with a team, swearing he's in it for the long haul. Fans buy his jersey, chant his name, treat him like a hometown hero. But then a bigger market offers a better contract, or the team starts losing, and suddenly he's exploring options. Fans cry betrayal, burn his jersey, call him a sellout. But he's just doing what humans do, chasing the best deal. A smart team owner doesn't bank on the quarterback's loyalty. They've got a backup quarterback on the bench, a fan base hooked on the team's brand, and a contract with exit clauses that protect their bottom line. They know loyalty is a season, not a lifetime. Let's zoom out to the broader American landscape. Think about political parties. Voters pledge allegiance to a candidate or a cause. Freedom, equality, prosperity. They wave signs, donate cash, argue with their cousins at Thanksgiving. But when the economy tanks, or a scandal hits, or a shinier candidate promises a better deal, those same voters switch sides. It's not hypocrisy, it's pragmatism. A wise politician doesn't just rely on charisma or ideology. They build a machine, grassroots organizers, data-driven campaigns, and a message that adapts to the mood of the moment. They know loyalty is a wave, and they're ready to surf it or swim when it crashes. But let's not get too bleak. Loyalty, even if temporary, can be beautiful. It's the glue that holds teams together, fuels revolutions, and makes life worth living. The problem comes when you treat it like a permanent fixture instead of a fleeting gift. A wise leader cherishes loyalty when it's there, celebrates it, nurtures it, but never bets the farm on it. They're like a farmer planting crops in tornado country. They love the harvest, but they've got a storm cellar ready when the skies turn dark. So, how do you build a life, a business, or a nation that thrives in this reality? It starts with strategy. Diversify your alliances. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, whether it's a single friend, employee, or ally. Compartmentalize your plans. Share only what's needed, so no one person holds the keys to your kingdom. Keep the rewards flowing, but keep them hungry. Bonuses, recognition, or just a heartfelt thank you can go a long way. But don't let anyone feel so secure they stop needing you. And always, always have a contingency plan. If your star employee quits, who's next in line? If your ally flips, what's your leverage? If your friend bails, who's got your back? This isn't about distrust, it's about resilience. Let's wrap this with a story that ties it all together. Picture a single mom in Chicago, running a small catering business she built from her kitchen. She's got a loyal crew. Her sister handles orders, her best friend manages deliveries, and her neighbor's kid helps with prep. They're family, in it for the love of her dream. But then her sister gets a full-time job and stops showing up. Her best friend moves to the suburbs, too far to deliver. The neighbor's kid starts college and ghosts her. Her business is teetering, and she's crushed, feeling betrayed by the people she trusted most. But then she pivots. She hires a new assistant, trains a backup driver, and outsources prep to a local co-op. She learns to spread her bets, keep her recipes close, and build a system that doesn't collapse when one piece pulls out. She expects loyalty but plans for its absence, and her business doesn't just survive. It grows. Here's the final word. Loyalty is temporary, but you don't have to be. Whether you're leading a nation, a startup, or just your own life, the rules are the same. People will stick with you as long as it serves them, not a second longer. Don't hate them for it. That's just human nature. Instead, be the one who sees the turn coming. Build your fortress, watch your flanks, and always have an exit strategy. Loyalty might fade like a summer sunset, but a wise leader? They're built to outlast the storm. In a world where everyone's playing their own game, that's the only victory that matters.